What's up, Juventus? We've got a bunch to discuss today with a new bid put out for a striker and a counterpart from Juve's backline being offered up to wrap up another deal, a twist in the midfield news, and Weah finds an agreement, and Vlahovic wants his contract terminated. We've got even more news on top of all that. We're going to break down all the details right now. I'm Berto. This is the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. It's July 9th. Let's rock with the news. But first thing, there is a birthday shout out, and this one is a happy heavenly birthday to the one and only Gianluca Vialli. 145 appearances for Juventus, 53 goals, 23 assists, and 5 trophies won, including our last Champions League triumph. So today we remember the one and only Gianluca Vialli, one of my favorite players ever. And Juve has decided to tribute and honor him with a special collection in their merch store. Go check it out on their site if you're into that. Now to the news. Granit Xhaka, Juventus, according to the reports today, is working on finalizing the move for the 32-year-old. He is available for 15 million euros, and apparently the experience that we could add to the midfield with him, and of course being able to mentor the young players, is something that Juve places a lot of value on, and they are apparently acting on it. For me, when it comes to Xhaka, yes, he definitely possesses traits we could use. He is also one of those guys I said we kind of need more attitude, guys that are nasty to play against. He's one of them. The experience, we do need experience. And I would be okay if the terms are right. 15 million euros, very cheap. Maybe a 2-year term, 3-year max, but 2-year would be ideal. Maybe with option for a third to see how it goes. However, there is a cross up in the midfield because there are also reports and some of the same sources claiming that over the past few days, there have been moves made towards Florentino Luis of Benfica, a 25-year-old available for 30 to 35 million euros. And the kicker here is, according to the reports, Benfica would be willing to accept the payments over several years, and that could be the difference in which route Juventus wants to go. And it is being reported that Igor Tudor has signed off on bringing in Florentino Luis. How do you feel about that midfield news? Hit me in the comments. Now, when we get to Timothy Weah, the latest news is he has reached an agreement with Marseille on a contract to 2030, and now Juventus and Marseille work on wrapping up the deal. Nico Sciarra reports that Marseille is going to offer up a loan with option to purchase at somewhere between 12 to 15 million euros, and that option would have easy criteria to be met to make it obligation. However, he claims, do not be surprised if Juve push for a final sale and no option and no loan. Let's wait and see. When it comes to Dusan Vlahovic, it is being reported that him and his agent are going to propose to Juventus a contract termination. Great news, right? We can get that 22 million gross salary that we're about to pay him off the books. Yes, that part is great. However, we take a negative of 20 million euros from his purchase on the books. So it isn't the best case scenario. For me, I say you keep putting the heat on Vlahovic and his agent. This allows him to walk wherever he wants to this season. And yes, he is willing to surrender all of that salary, but again, we end up taking a very big hit on the books. I don't understand why they wouldn't just work on us. If you're ready to completely terminate the contract, why wouldn't you allow us to get a sale and then accept whatever salary you're going to get with that team? It really makes absolutely no sense. But that is apparently what Juve is going to see from Vlahovic and his agent. For me, no. You keep the leverage and you keep threatening them with being frozen out. Do you agree? Hit me in the comments. Now, we've got a new proposal out for Kolo Muani, and the proposal from Juventus to PSG is a 10 million euro loan. That is a hefty loan for Kolo Muani with an option to purchase after this season, and that option will have easy criteria to make it an obligation. But this whole report doesn't have the final sale price. Juve does not like 50. Are they willing to go to 40? We'll see, everybody, but that apparently is the new strategy and the new bid for Kolo Muani. When we get to Chico Conceição, Porto has rejected Juve's 22 million offer, and now apparently it's being reported that Juve might consider adding a counterpart to the mix, and the name that's being thrown out there is Daniele Rugani. Now, this makes absolutely no sense to me because, I believe we need to keep him around. However, all signs are pointing to Juventus maybe not thinking that they need to keep Daniele Rugani around. So is he going to be used as a counterpart? Does he want to go over to Porto? Does Porto want Daniele Rugani? We wait and see, everybody. But Juve continues to work for Chico Conceição because Igor Tudor wants Conceição to remain at Juventus. And another player he might want to remain is Kostic. Yes, the latest is that Kostic has impressed Tudor with his work through training, and over the past month, he has impressed the coach and could be seen as a valuable squad member. However, in the background, you still have clubs like Atalanta, Roma, and even Fenerbahce lingering, and it is not a foregone conclusion that he gets moved and dealt by Juventus, according to Nico Schira. So eyes on that situation. And then we have Fabio Miretti. Bologna now has all of a sudden set their sights on the player, and there has been several contacts over the past few days, according to the reports today. So Juve might be getting ready to move Miretti. And that is your last bit of news on the day. You know what to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join our AJC Army. But what do you think about everything you just heard here today? I can't wait to mix it up with you all, and I will be back tomorrow with the next edition. Till then, as always, fino alla fine, forza Juventus, ciao tutti.